So today we are gonna see how to integrate payment gateway to Flutter using platform channels. So the payment gateway we will be using today is Razorpay. It's one of the very famous payment gateway that is used across India. So the point of this video was I am a guy coming from an Android background and I had to figure out a lot of things in iOS. So right now I have set up a demo application here. So you can see the demo is like the normal sample application. So what we'll do is we'll first use the platform channel method to invoke a iOS view inside this. So for platform channel documentation, you can look at Flutter here. It's uh, all the details are given. So the section we will be looking at is Objective C. So go to Objective C. You can see how to call a native view inside Flutter. So I'll just fastly implement this. So for this we'll just go from the beginning. We'll just remove most of the unwanted parts and we'll just create a platform based call. So I'll just remove this floating bow. Sorry, I'll just remove this floating bar. Just do something like click or payment demo, and I'll convert this to a raw raise button. On press, we'll do something like open native. We'll make a private function. We'll define it some. Yep, it's a stateless feature. Void open native, and we'll just open and close it. Now we'll just so if you look at the hard reload, so it's something. So I'll give a child also. Open. So that's super fast in Flutter. Now let's see. This is all just basic things. Now we will be going to the part 2 of the tutorial where we'll be defining a platform channel. So this is a platform method channel address. So you can, it's samples.flutter.io battery, you can give it anything. It's basically needs to be a string. um, so right now, for just showing you guys, I'll just, it's a very simple thing. I'll just call it something like a platform channel. And for method dot thing, method channel, you need services dot dart. We'll just quickly import that up here. After that, I think what we need is this function. So on press, they have written async function. Here I'll try to simply invoke a method rather than not waiting for returning for the value. So what I'll do is I'll just make this async function, and I'll just make a call to this. So don't get confused. You'll be able to understand what's happening. Some plat. So this should be a platform channel. This could be something like payment channel. Sorry. Now I'll do open native window. This is the method name. I want to name it. Now that's pretty much it on the Flutter part, where this button should call a native method through the method channel, which address payment channel. Now I have to open Xcode. Oh, sorry. Let's close this, and you have to open this iOS directory in Xcode. So I'll just open Xcode. Uh, okay, we'll just open another project. So this is in home. Uh, iOS. Okay, so that's it. Now to understand, Linux uses, sorry, excuse me, iOS uses storyboards and view controller. So inside a storyboard, you can have multiple screens, and the flow is according to that. Each view controller can have a code part associated to it. So what we'll do is, so in the Flutter, defaultly there is a launch screen storyboard which generates the um, view controller for rendering the Flutter components. So here we will do is we'll add sorry, we'll click here, we'll select new, sorry, add files, sorry, click file, click on runner, click file, new file, and we'll click a storyboard. The storyboard name could be something like payment. Simple as that. Now in this payment there is no scene, so now we have to add a scene to it. I'll just add one scene. So you can have multiple scenes here. You can click one more view, and one more view we can have, like, then you can connect a button to this. That's how you create a flow. So right now I'm going to delete these scenes. I don't want them. Click here. So this is my view controller scene. Now you can give a name to this thing. It's up to you. So I'm gonna also, one main thing is I'm gonna remove the safe area. So I have to click somewhere around iOS guidelines. So I have to, yeah, use safe area guides, layout guides, because it's something that the Flutter will handle, and or not sure. Let's go. So view controller has a storyboard associated to it. Now let's have this view controller. Now we need to add two things. One thing is we have to associate a code file to this, in which we'll be handling the logic. We can add button or something to this also by dragging and dropping from here. Click add drop. So we can type the text, pay now, open pay, open razor, so pay. So the if you go here, sorry, here, you can set the color and everything. Even you can change the background color of this also. You can say something, and you can create a background color for the button also if you want. White color. So it's up to you, like, you can, it's, so this is, I'm just showing you the very basics. Explore these tabs, but right now I'll just create one button, open recipe. Now I need to associate two things. I have to do is I have to give some name uh, to view controller, and so one thing is I'll just give it a storyboard ID. So for that I will go to uh, It's here. See. Yeah, here. This is a scene ID, so I can give a payment first view. Payment first view. This is actually the scene ID. It's actually the view controller ID of this scene. If I have different view controller, it will have a different name. So this is how it can be addressed inside the storyboard. The storyboard so this is you only have to give because I'm using that's the only now here we'll also add one more thing that is called a new file and click Cocoa Touch class. Next, here you have to select UI view controller. Now that's it. Again, since there is no view controller, I can simply create a view controller. So let's run now. Yep, created. That will create two functions. Now here now I have to associate this thing to the view controller. So to the code to the view controller scene. So I have to click here and I can push down here and I can see sorry, I have to click here on the scene, then I have to click, then I can see the view controller here, so which is the class I just created. That's pretty much it. Now what I'll do is I'll just click here. Now I can have an event to this button also. So for that we can click here, so automatically the code we just generated will show up here. Now to add a event to button, we'll click here and press control and drag, so you can, so it will, if you leave it then it lasts like, so open eraser, open pay, I'll just give something like open pay. That's it. So we have an empty function here, empty event for this button also. Now what I have to do is I have to we forgot the important part. We forgot about defining the platform channel. This should be done a bit earlier, so I was just going on. So according to the tutorial, go to app delegator, so you will have a simple screen here. So go to app delegate and look at the tutorial example. So you'll see here objective C, and you'll see after this I have to create something, a view controller, root view controller, then I create these codes. It's pretty simple, just write as much as like this. So if I do something here, it's just copy paste it. So it's battery channel. I'm gonna simply, for the sake of it, I'm gonna rename it and do refactor. So I'm gonna do something like payment channel rename. That's it. And method, I'll use the same method I created. It's payment channel. I hope that's what I did. In the Flutter, it's, yeah, payment channel. I'll just copy again. I'll just paste it. Now inside this so it's saying payment channel set method called Flutter call. So here we will mention if our method is equal to x or y or z. So we can do something like this. So this is a bit if method is get battery level, so here what the method we use is open native, and so equal to then, so here a lot of battery code is here, but we are not using it, so we'll remove those part. Then here we'll write a function call. This call will invoke the storyboard that we created earlier. So for that, I'm going to use some sample codes or something that I've already saved. It's pretty much easy. I have something in my notes. Sorry. So I'll just make a function call. Something like open recipe controller. Now I have to define this. It's going to be here somewhere. So I can just define it like a lot of like this. Just ignore this part. I'm gonna remove the unwanted code. So I'm gonna call this thing. So inside this, I'm gonna explain the 3 lines. UI storyboard. We are referring to the storyboard with name. This should be the storyboard name. It will be the one we created is payment. It's simple as here. So go back app.m. It's payment. Now now we'll refer to the view controller inside the storyboard. Which view controller you want to launch? So view instantiate view controller with identifier. This thing. So here, what we will use is the view controller. Which one is this? Okay, this is our storyboard ID. So we'll use that part. Here with identifier. Now root controller present with animator. Yes, animator can be true or false. Let's say if it's okay, yes only. Okay, now according to me this should work. I mean, this should payment channel is defined. So what will happen is, once I click this button, it will invoke a function which will go to open native here, which will await a platform invoke method open native channel. So the platform is already defined here as method channel payment channel. So open native window. So open native window, this platform channel will be connecting to here, and it will be, the handler is written here. So whenever there's a if the call dot method is equal to open native window, the open razorpay vc function will be called, in which the UI we defined, we are addressing this storyboard. Inside the storyboard, start with this payment first view, and show that view. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna terminate this because we need to rebuild the code. So we're gonna terminate it, and again we're gonna run it. So let's see, it's gonna take some time. Still, it's fast. So let's look at our emulator. Where is our emulator? Yeah, it's gonna launch again. Yep, it's installing. So I'm gonna fast forward this part basically. Let's see if this is gonna run or not, or some error. Okay, so our view has come. Now let's check if this is reflecting this or something. Okay, it's I think all the background is over. Let's see. Yay! We have our OpenRazorPay native view popping up with animated style. So you can give animation also. It's like all the codes are available. So in this button, nothing happens. So we'll give some functionality to go back and execute and open the Razorpay. Now we'll go to the third part of this video, which is integrating the Razorpay SDK. So we'll just terminate it again. Now we'll go to Razorpay documentation. So I've already downloaded their framework file, so you can download it here or some other version according to the documentation. You make sure you download the proper version, because so we are going with these are the steps. So I'll go to Xcode and I'll just click the runner and I'll add files to the runner. I hope everything works. Copy items if needed. That should be true. And go to downloads. Already I'll have something called Xcode here. So Razorpay framework. Here is the Razorpay framework. So make sure this is ticked. Okay. Now we have to do few things. Add Razorpay to embedded frame binaries. Now go to build settings, all-in combined, and search for Swift. So you'll have always embed Swift standard libraries. Click yes. Now you have added the file. Now the next part is a uh, bit strange. Now we'll also add an exit button to this. I'll just click it simply here. Exit. So what I'll do is so if you can just Google it, you'll also find a lot of code. Now it's more of iOS, sorry, Razorpay. iOS sorry, iOS sample app. So the most of the core part of this tutorial is this line and this app delegate.m, where we are specifying the story. We can create multiple storyboards and just use this code to launch it. So there are like example code here. So what I'll do is I've already in the documentation. I'm gonna use it from already which I copied. What foundations? What foundation? See, all these things are there. I'm also not sure. No error. Uh, Now the second thing, very important. Okay, if that's not like, let's look at the examples also. So here we'll say it's like view controller after, sorry, in this after raise up a compilation protocol. Either you can just copy paste the whole code, override it, doesn't matter, or you can just so I'm gonna use this style. Sorry, it's, and the view loader we have to initiate it with the key. So in the view loader, so view controller. So there's a key ID here. I have to give a test key. So I have a test key which I've saved. So we'll use this test key. Now we will on the button event we'll have a. It's pretty simple. You create a JSON array, or sorry, you create a array. So here there is a image logo used. I'm going to remove it. I'll just use 100 flutter t-shirt. Yes, something like 500, 400. Let's add Vivek, some other number. Now there are two important. Does not there is like what happens after the payment. So there, these are the two standard functions you have to add. So so you can remove, like you can let it be empty also. I'll explain this code later. What it shows, it shows an alert after. What happened? Okay, in Objective C you have to add this external wallet to confirm. Okay, your kernel does not confirm, so I have to use the external wallet function also. So these are some basic things. So this is some so since we have inherited the class. Sorry. Okay, I missed a hyphen here. So that's pretty much it. I think okay, we'll also add one more event where I created this exit button, which will call a simple to click here. Sorry, not in this thing. It's on the Okay, control, go back. So in this, what we'll do is put in a symbol. Um, so this is the line. Show this only. It's mentioned that yeah, self dot dismiss view controller animated is equal to yes, come to action. So I can do it's also false also. No, sorry, false. No, so now let's build it again. Maybe the Razor Pay might have some issues. Let's see, I'm not sure. Maybe this is gonna work, maybe this is not gonna work. Okay, so we're in the iOS tree. Let's build the code. Since hard reload won't work because we have changed the iOS code also. I know this is a fairly long tutorial. I'll try to edit it better. Let's see. Code build is done. I'm not sure why it is not syncing. Maybe something I've done. It's syncing. I hope this might run. Okay, the project is up from the Android Studio. Sorry. Yeah. So let's see. Open recipe is live now. The crucial part. Let's see if clicking on this opens something. Okay, we've seen a back button here. Let's wait for a few seconds. Yes, Flutter t-shirt. It's a 4 rupees card net banking. So the Razor Pay payment has opened up. Yes, nice. So we can also close it. So there was a handler event happened. Since I have emptied it, nothing happens. So I can click the exit. It goes back to Flutter homepage. Should we add the show alert dialog also? We can add it also. It just does the same thing, but it just shows some alerts that payment was successful, payment was failure, or some with the payment ID. So it's pretty much the same thing, but we'll just do this part. This is a standard code that we are using. We are not. It's all available in the Razor Pay website or in their GitHub account. So we have. So I'll just override these methods again. With now a lot of error will come because a lot of strings are there, which I did not instantiate it. So we'll just copy it and we'll just paste it here somewhere globally. Yay, success. I think, where did I mention the amount? Yeah, 400. It's actually in paisa, so you have to be something like 40 rupees, 400 rupees, 500 rupees. 500 rupees. Now your payment ID, everything is done. Now again, I'm gonna terminate this and I'm gonna run it again because I like it. We'll try to fast forward here. It's gonna take some time, maybe 1 minute. So I'm gonna show my Xcode version also. Sometimes I've seen some complaints in the online where people Xcode is 9.4.1 in case you might have some trouble fixing things. And my Android Studio and Flutter version is almost up to date. Flutter is amazing. You guys should contribute and any iOS. So the point of this video was I am a guy coming from an Android background and I had to figure out a lot of things in iOS. So that's why, and especially in Objective C. So that's why what I'm trying to explain in this video. What are the crucial things that you might need, and with basics of understanding iOS, you could link both the channels. So okay, the syncing files have started. Let us see. Yep, I hope this is it. I'm not sure, I did not terminate the last thing, so I think this is it. Now if I click open recipe, it should be 500 rupees. If it's not, syncing files is still running, I might have executed. Yes, it's 500 rupees. Now if I close it, oh, the payment failed. Payment cancelled by user. So everything is available. So thank you guys. That's basically what I wanted to communicate with you guys. And a lot of I know a lot of things are missing, but I hope any of the viewers are into iOS. Please let me know. Create more videos on how to uh, how to do the second part of this, where I can do a lot more in a payment procedure type of things. Thank you guys. Subscribe. I'll be creating more videos soon. Thank you.